All righty. This takes us to item number 5, AB 2337. Ms. Burke.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. I first would like to
Move the bill.
take the amendments. Thank you. According to the California Partnership to End Domestic Violence, approximately 40% of women experience physical, intimate partner violence. Such abuse causes trauma to the victim that negatively impacts their ability to parent, live independently, and maintain employment. Nationwide, women lose nearly 8 million days of paid work because of violence inflicted by a partner. This is the equivalent of over 32,000 full-time jobs each year. In 2013, the legislature voted to ensure that when employers disclose that they are victims, when employees disclose they are victims of domestic violence to their employers, they are protected from discrimination and retaliation. Additionally, these protections came with a guarantee to reasonably accommodate to remain there employed. Today, too many people are still unaware that these guaranteed rights exist. In California, the Legal Aid Society Employment Law Center found that 40% of survivors reported being fired or feared termination due to intimate partner violence. AB 2337 requires employers to inform their employees in writing of their rights guaranteed under existing law. We must do our part to empower vulnerable survivors in their workplace. I respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you. Your first witness, please.
Good morning. My name is Rachel Langston, and I'm a staff attorney with the Legal Aid Society Employment Law Center. We're a nonprofit organization that advocates on behalf of low-income working families. I am honored to be here today to express my organization's strong support for AB 2337, and I would like to thank Assemblymember Burke for her strong support of this issue. Economic independence is often essential to a survivor's ability to escape an abusive relationship. At the Employment Law Center, however, we hear from a number of survivors who are really struggling to balance maintaining their employment with keeping themselves and their children safe. Fortunately, California does have some very strong employment protections available to survivors of violence that allow them to strike this important balance. Labor Code 230 and 230.1 entitle survivors to job-protected time off from work to go to court, seek counseling, relocate, or obtain other vital services. Recently, further protections were added to the Labor Code, prohibiting employers from discriminating against an employee based on her status as a survivor, and entitling survivors to reasonable safety-related accommodations at the workplace. Still, many survivors don't know about these employment protections, and our organization often doesn't hear from people until it's too late. We'll hear from someone after they've been discharged because their employer was not aware of their right to take a job-protected leave to go to court, to attend a child custody hearing, or to take time off to relocate or seek safety. Sometimes we hear from survivors who have felt unsafe at the workplace and, unaware of their right to request a reasonable safety-related accommodation, believe that their only option was to resign. We've also found that many employers are unaware of these employment laws specific to survivors. Based on our experience, though, we believe that employer violations of these laws are often simply due to a lack of information. AB 2337 would address this information gap for both employees and employers, therefore empowering survivors to maintain their safety and their jobs. I urge your aye vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next witness.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Alice Kessler. I'm here on behalf of the California Partnership to End Domestic Violence, a statewide coalition of over 1,000 organizations and advocates for domestic violence victims. We're pleased to support the bill. Just because laws are passed doesn't mean people are aware of them, and that's the purpose of this measure. We think that the amendments create a streamlined and simple process for employers to get this notice out to their employees. And would just echo the previous witness that, when victims are dealing with navigating law enforcement, navigating an under-resourced legal system, trying to get the supports they need to escape a violent situation, the last thing they need to worry about is losing their job. So I think this is a very, very important bill and would urge your support.
Thank you. Any other witnesses and supports?
On behalf of the Consumer Attorneys of California in support.
Thank you. Anyone else in supports? Seeing none, is there any opposition? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the committee. Questions, comments? All right, seeing none, we do have a motion and a second. Ms. Burke, you may close.
I respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you. Call the roll, please. And the motion is do pass as amended to appropriations.
Stone?
Aye.
Stone, aye. Wagner? Aye. Wagner, aye. Alejo? Aye. Alejo, aye. Chow? Chu? Aye. Chu, aye. Gallagher? Gallagher, aye. Garcia? Aye. Garcia, aye. Holden? Aye. Holden, aye. Mainshine? Aye. Mainshine, aye. Ting? Aye. Ting, aye.
That bill is out.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. That brings us to item number 8, AB 2844. Mr. Bloom. Welcome.
It's good to be here, Mr. Chair. Good morning, Mr. Chair and members. Let me begin by accepting the amendments that the committee has recommended. I want to say that I'm very pleased to be here today to present AB 2844, the California Combating the Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions of Israel Act of 2016. The Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions Movement, or BDS movement, is a global effort to demonize and delegitimize the State of Israel, the only democracy in the Middle East, a stalwart ally of the United States, and a critically important trading partner of the State of California. The aim of the BDS movement is not to seek a two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, or indeed any peaceful solution. While some may assert that the main goal of BDS is to pressure Israel to change its policies toward the treatment of Palestinians, that is simply not the case. Questioning and criticizing policy is not the issue. Rather, the express and oft-stated goal of the BDS movement is to eliminate the State of Israel and replace it, not live side by side in peace, but replace it with a Palestinian state. So Omar Barghouti, thought of as the founder of the BDS movement, wrote in his 2011 book entitled BDS that the two-state solution was never moral. Assad Abu Khalil, another BDS leader, agreed in 2012, writing that the real aim of BDS is to bring down the State of Israel. He goes on to say that there should not be any equivocation on the subject. Justice and freedom for the Palestinians are incompatible with the State of Israel. Another BDS leader wrote, John Spritzler, in 2013 wrote, I think the BDS movement will gain strength from forthrightly explaining why Israel has no right to exist. This effort to destroy the Jewish homeland is not a new story to the Jewish people, and I think that this helps explain why Jews and others around the world and here at home are so concerned about the BDS movement. In fact, the BDS movement is present here in California, throughout the United States, and around the world. It is worth noting that the BDS movement has been particularly active on our college campuses, taking aim primarily and deliberately at young Jewish students and other supporters of Israel's right to exist, and negatively affecting campus climate. Responding to a resultant spike in anti-Semitism on campuses caused by the BDS movement, the regents of the University of California recently acted to refine their policies to assure that all students feel safe in their campus environment, and the regents specifically condemned anti-Semitism and anti-Semitic forms of anti-Zionism. It is in this context that only 2 years ago, on March 5th, 2014, Governor Brown and the Prime Minister of Israel signed a memorandum of understanding for strategic partnerships for joint innovation, exchanges, and cooperation between California and Israel. In July 2015, the legislature affirmed its support for the MOU by passing Senate Concurrent Resolution 25, noting that participants in the MOU had already expanded cooperation between Israel and California in areas of mutual concern and expertise, such as alternative energy, agriculture, business innovation, technology, cybersecurity, and academia, and declaring that collaboration with Israel will foster peace and democracy in the Middle East. The MOU reflects the policy of the state of California to maintain a vibrant and robust partnership with the state of Israel. Similarly, reflecting this policy aim, legislation was introduced recently in Congress by Congressman Bob Dole of Illinois and our own former Assembly member and state senator and now Congress member Juan Vargas. The Combating BDS Act of 2016 reaffirms the strong bond between the United States and Israel. The BDS movement, however, by its very terms, aims to damage this partnership and injure the state of Israel by advocating that companies boycott Israel or that companies already doing business in Israel be boycotted. And this is where AB 2844 comes in. AB 2844 responds to this threat simply by providing that should companies choose to engage in a discriminatory boycott of the state of Israel, the state of California will not do business with them. AB 2844 reflects proudly that the state of California stands with its partner and ally, the state of Israel, and that the goal of the BDS movement to eliminate the state of Israel will find no support here. It has been said that AB 2844 isn't needed because no companies have actually boycotted Israel, but it is illogical that the state should have to wait for this to happen before it acts. The state is well within its rights to protect its interests by defending against a threat. Moreover, the threat of companies boycotting Israel is not a hypothetical. The supporters of the BDS movement themselves have asserted and indeed celebrate that certain multinational companies have or are intending to boycott Israel. And other companies that do business in California have been targeted to be boycotted by the BDS movement simply because they do business in Israel. AB 2844 will operate to protect these companies from BDS attacks. Their response to BDS supporters will be that they do significant business in California, which they will not jeopardize under the provisions of AB 2844 by engaging in a boycott of Israel. One final note about what AB 2844 does not do. It in no way violates any free speech rights, as the pro-BDS supporters often wrongly assert. And while I believe that the previous version of the bill would pass constitutional muster, without going into great detail, suffice it to say that there can be no doubt that with the amendments I've accepted, the First Amendment issue has been taken off the table while not disturbing the intention of the bill. Mr. Chair and members, there is a saying that we sometimes hear that we should aspire to do well by doing good. California has and will continue to do well economically and in a myriad of other ways by maintaining its strong relationship with the state of Israel. By enacting AB 2844, California will also be doing good by standing shoulder to shoulder with Israel and saying to the world, we will not stand idly by while threats are made to her existence. California will stand with Israel. I thank you, and I ask you each for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Bloom. I'm going to be very clear about the process moving forward here. I understand in the Accountability Committee things got a little bit heated. That is not appropriate for a committee of the California State Assembly. So what I have said are some ground rules that I want to make sure are followed here. I'm going to allow 10 minutes for proponents, Mr. Bloom's proponents, to speak. You don't have to use all that time. You're welcome to use that time. I'm going to then ask for opponents up to 3 members in opposition to come forward. They also will have 10 minutes. You can divide the time any way that you like. There will be no discourse between opponents and proponents. There will be no calling out. If you agree with something somebody says, you're welcome to show your agreement by waving your hands, but no applause, no other audible disruption of this hearing. I want it to be done very respectfully. And I will note, this is not a hearing on, this is not a resolution. This is policy that has been proposed for the state of California. I would like comments to be made specific to the policy that we're doing. This is not a debate around BDS or what people feel about anything else. So once each 10-minute segment is done, or up to 10-minute segments is done, I'm going to ask for those who agree to come forward. If you would give your name and your affiliation, that is all. We will not be taking further testimony after the 10 minutes. Then opposition will come forward for their 10 minutes, and then I will also ask members of the audience who would like to come forward, state your name and state your affiliation, but I will not be taking further testimony. We do need to make sure that we get through all of this today and move it forward, and in a manner that respects everyone in this room and respects this committee. So that is how we will conduct it. I am not one to use a gavel. Don't make me use my gavel. That is my request. This is how we will conduct the hearing. So with that, your witnesses, we have 10 minutes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. My name is Dean Schramm, and I am the Los Angeles Regional President of the American Jewish Committee. AJC is one of the oldest and most significant Jewish organizations in the United States, with 22 offices domestically and 10 offices overseas. I would like to thank the committee for allowing me to say a few words in support of AB 2844. I want to begin by elaborating on something touched on by Assemblymember Bloom. AB 2844 is a critical piece of legislation because it will serve as a tool for students in particular to use to combat what we see as a substantial increase in anti-Semitism on UC college campuses. This significant rise in anti-Semitism referenced recently in the report of the working group of the UC Regents has been caused by the BDS movement on campus. Pro-BDS supporters routinely attempt to pass boycott Israel resolutions which either directly or indirectly incite hate speech or actions against Jewish students or against those who simply disagree with the BDS agenda, Jewish or not. Students under attack can point to AB 2844 and say to those uninformed or subject to persuasion, look at what the state of California has done. The state of California will not do business with those companies which engage in a discriminatory boycott of the state of Israel. If the state of California is opposed to the goals of the BDS movement, so should you. This, again, is not a hypothetical issue. At UCLA alone, undergraduate student Lauren Rogers was attacked by supporters of the BDS movement when she was sued by them in an action before the UCLA Student Judicial Board, claiming that when she voted against a pro-BDS resolution as a member of the UCLA student government, she had a conflict of interest because she had gone on a trip to Israel paid for by a Jewish organization. The Student Judicial Board ruled in her favor. Avi Oved, the student regent, was attacked by pro-BDS supporters during his effort to be confirmed by the Board of Regents because of his efforts in support of Israel's right to exist. Certain graduate students organized under the aegis of the UAW put a pro-BDS resolution on a ballot system-wide in the UCs, which was nullified by the UAW International because it was in contravention to UAW stated policy, was in violation of the UAW Constitution and ethical practices provisions, and vilified graduate student union members who were of Jewish or Israeli heritage. And just last week, the president of the UCLA Graduate Students Association, Milan Chatterjee, had to defend himself from being removed from office based on trumped-up charges by pro-BDS supporters because he and his cabinet took a position to be neutral on the BDS issue and with which the pro-BDS supporters disagreed. AB 2844 provides the opportunity for California to stand up and speak out and say to the world, we stand with our partner and ally, the State of Israel. We will not tolerate anti-Semitism on our college campuses, in our state, or anywhere else. We oppose the aims of the BDS movement, and we will fight against it. I urge an aye vote, and I thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. My name is Dylan Hosier, and I'm here representing the Israeli-American community. California is home to the largest Israeli community outside of Israel, and like any immigrant community, Israeli-Americans seek to contribute positively to the diversity of the state, while respecting their heritage and building bridges between California and Israel, their home country. We believe that Israeli Americans should be able to conduct business within the state and with partners from Israel, free from harassment, prejudice, and discrimination. The effort to delegitimize and discriminate against Israel, Israeli Americans, or those who simply choose to freely associate with Israel or Israelis is well organized and prevalent in this state. Well-organized discrimination is certainly not a new phenomenon, not in this country, not around the world, and we certainly are well aware of well-organized efforts during some of the darkest periods of human history. Simply because this discrimination is well-organized does not mean it is legitimate. Like many similar well-organized efforts to discriminate against minorities, those who seek the elimination of Israel mask their intentions behind a facade of legitimate political criticism. Israeli Americans are not a nameless and faceless people only characterized by a foreign affairs issue maybe halfway around the world. They are Californians, and we strongly urge an aye vote on AB 2844. Thank you.
Thank you. That is about 5 minutes. So that is your presentation?
That is.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I'm going to ask for supporters to come forward. If you would please give your name and your affiliation, if any.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Cliff Berg, here on behalf of the Jewish Public Affairs Committee and the Los Angeles Jewish Federation, as well as the Simon Wiesenthal Center, urge your strong support of Mr. Bloom's bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Barry Broad on behalf of the Teamsters Union.
Thank you.
Jason Bryan on behalf of Agath Israel in support. Thank you.
Alan Edelstein, resident of Jerusalem, citizen of the U.S. and citizen of Israel, in strong support of the bill. Thank you.
Joseph Del Marble, citizen and resident of California and a member of Christians United for Israel, in support the bill.
My name is Cassandra Up. I was born in California, and I'm a member of Christians United for Israel. I also was awarded the Peace Reward from President Reuven Rivlin of Israel last year, and I'm currently studying at IDC Herzliya Counterterrorism and Conflict Resolution in Israel, and I offer my support for this bill.
My name is Patricia Del Marmo. I'm the Northern California Area Director for Concerned Women for America. We have 500,000 members nationwide and over 20,000 members in California. We strongly support this bill.
Hello, Gail Rubin, California resident, private attorney. I strongly urge your yes vote on this very important bill to end discrimination. Thank you.
Deanne Burdine, Sacramento coordinator for Christians United for Israel. We have over 3 million supporters and members of that organization, and we urge you to support this bill.
I am Baryohai Davidoff, proud citizen and resident of California. Worked for 24 years with Department of Water Resources. Now I'm retired. I urge your yes vote, and I'm supporting this bill. Thank you.
Melissa Chapman, Chief Executive Officer of the Jewish Federation of the Sacramento Region. Of course, I also urge you to say yes. Thank you.
Elisa Einhorn, Assistant Director of the Jewish Federation of the Sacramento Region. I urge your support.
George Rooks, citizen of California and citizen of Israel, and also chair of the Israel Matters Group at Congregation Bet Havarim in Davis, California. We strongly urge that you support this.
Ila Rooks, Israelis and American, and I really want you to support the bill.
Mr. Chair and members, Don Gilbert on my own behalf in support.
Sharon Rogoff, Congregation B'nai Israel here in Sacramento, and strongly support this bill.
Bruce Palmer, Sacramento Jewish Community Relations Council, in support.
Joan Gussino, community member. I urge your support.
Jessica Braverman Birch, Director of the Jewish Community Relations Council. I really support this bill. We all do at JCRC. Thank you.
Michael Schlein, California citizen. I urge you to support this bill.
My name is Ezra Amir. I'm one of the 850,000 Jewish refugees from Muslim and Arab countries, and Israel was the only country to accept me as a citizen there. I urge you to support this bill.
Lydia Ingram from the Jewish Community Relations Council. I urge you to support.
Dana Judson with Christians United for Israel. I strongly urge your support.
Theodore Goodwin, a member of the Sacramento Jewish Community, also a supporter of the Jewish Federation, and Hillel at UC Davis and Sacramento State. I urge you to support the bill.
Good morning, Rabbi Ruvain Taff, past president of the Board of Rabbis of Greater Sacramento, and a member of the Northern California Board of Rabbis, and rabbi at Mosaic Law Congregation here in Sacramento. I urge you all to vote your conscience and please support this bill. Thank you.
Good morning, David Brown, a native Californian resident, and I'm with ICCA, the Institute for Cross-Cultural Affairs, and I strongly urge you to support this bill.
Edward Rabin, speaking on behalf of Davis Faculty for Israel. We urge you to support the bill.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. Opposition.